Assalamualaikum. Hi. So my name is Afifah bin Ismail. So I'm a student of Mechanical Engineering in Technology Automotive. So today I will present you my final year project. So the title is Motorized Aeropress Coffee Maker, or I call it the Auto Aero. So we move to the next slide, which is overview. This is basically what I'm talking about for this whole video, which is the introduction, literature review, methodology, result and discussion, and of course the last is conclusion. So this basically the summary of my report, final year project. So the next one is introduction. For your information, if you don't know what is a coffee maker, it's a devices to brew. So what is brew? When you pour a hot water onto the ground coffee and you allow the extraction of coffee. So the problem statement of this project is the listed coffee maker is too high price, and the second one, the listed coffee maker is readily portable for automatic device. So if you find the coffee maker for automatic devices, it's high price. So the objective of the design is to design Aeropress motorized coffee maker by using CAD software such as CATIA or SolidWorks. And the second one is to develop a new portable motorized coffee maker with some tools of Aeropress itself. So you can see at the picture is the Aeropress picture, and this is how you brew coffee using the Aeropress. So the next one is literature review. This is basically tell you the devices to brew coffee. First one is professional coffee machine. The second one is a portable coffee machine. The professional coffee machine, normally you find it at the coffee shop or the cafe. But however, the portable coffee machine, it's a small devices for a coffee lover to brew a coffee wherever they want. Next one is importance of brewing. So there's three important when you brew a coffee: the grind size, the pressure, and the temperature of water. So the grind size for the Aeropress is 5 medium size. So the different coffee maker use different grind size, and the pressure is 4 bar until 221 bar. So the 4 bar until 10 bar is basically for portable coffee maker, and the 10 bar above is basically for the professional coffee machine. So the temperature of water when you brew is 90 to 96 degrees Celsius. Below the 96 degree, you can get under extracted coffee, and above the 96 degrees Celsius, you can produce the over extracted coffee. So there are many methods of portable brewing. The first one is, this is the popular method, the three: the press, drip, and steep. So the press is Aeropress itself, and maybe you can find it for Nanopress and 390 is another brand of press devices. The drip is like Chemex. This is a coffee lover favorite because they like the feelings when they brew using the Chemex. And the modern use is a drip machine. And the last one is the steep. Steep is the easiest method for brewing. This one is one and only devices which is called French press. This is the easiest when you pour a hot water and the coffee ground, and you plunge it again, and you can separate the coffee span and the brewed coffee. So the next slide is a methodology, or I can say this slide is how I produce the idea. First one is by the observation, which is I love to see how the coffee lover and also the barista when they brew coffee and taste the coffee. And I slightly differentiate between the taste of industrial coffee machine and portable coffee devices. And the next one is data. So I collected from journal and website of coffee thing, and maybe a small talk with baristas, and also the World of Atlas of Coffee by James Hoffman is the book that helped me a lot during this project. So the benchmark, I used the Simpresso coffee maker, Presso coffee maker, and Aeropress coffee maker. As you can see at the right side is the Nanopress, and the second one is Presso, and this is Simpresso. So these three used as benchmark, and I used the three characteristics such as the pressure, the length, and the price to look forward to my project. So the pressure is 4 until 4 until 7 bar, and the length is 13 until 22 centimeter, and the price is quite high price, which is 270 into 330 ringgit Malaysian. So this is the first concept design that I produced, which is the cap, the plunger, the chamber. It's all here, and the cap is purposed to cover the linear actuator. This one is the linear actuator, and the plunger remedy works, which is to press the coffee and the hot water, and the chamber is places for coffee and water feed up. So let's pause a little time. So this is interesting fact about coffee. The world consumes close to 2.25 billion cups of coffee every day. This tells us how is highly demanding of coffee in this world. Okay, so for the project result, this is the result that I produced. So this one is drawing from Katia V5. Which is this is the cover for the linear actuator, this is plunger, and this is chamber. And for the actual product or the prototype, you can see at the right picture, which is the switch. I use the bidirectional switch, so I can allow a two movement, which is forward and reverse. The cover motor is from the recycled plastic bottle, which is the diameter has the same as the chamber. And the plunger, it's modified by cutting the ring, so it allows the plunger through to the filter, and the chamber is the original part of Aeropress, so I didn't modify anything. And the last one is the product, which is the brewed coffee or the extracted coffee produced by the product. So this is how it works. So just turn the switch and the brewed coffee is produced. So the next one is how the pressing device works. So the linear actuator concept as the pressing mechanism. Just like as you can see, this is the cover motor. So inside the cover motor has this linear actuator, and it allows the pressing of the devices. So let's go one by one. So the DC motor is connected to the coupler. The coupler is then tightened to the shaft of motor. This is the shaft tightened by the screw. The screw is welded with the bolt. This is screw, and this is a welding connection with the bolt. And then the bolt is inserted to the hollow cylinder inside the plunger. This is the hollow cylinder. And as the bidirectional switch allows two movement, as I say earlier, the pressing process will occur. So the shaft, this is the shaft, will rotate as well as the bolt. The bolt will rotate, and the thread of bolt will engage with the nut inside the hollow cylinder. Inside the hollow cylinder, we have the nut, and it will also connected by the weld process. And then the rotation will allow the pressing process of plunger as well as the coffee brew is produced. So the discussion, okay, let's move to the discussion. This design is very portable. As you can see, the length is only 15 cm. This one is only 15 cm. The mass is 0.601 kilogram. So it's detachable, so you can just keep it on the small places like storage, because it can be detachable. So it's also using a battery. As you can see, this is battery and additional switch. So I do a comparison between the theory and experimental. So the pressure produced is 75,000 Newton per meter square. So the force calculated is 191 Newton. This is the force can be calculated with the formula of pressure equal to force over area. So I've done the experiment, which is I use the weight scale and press the Aeropress above the weight scale, and the weight is 21.2 kilogram, which is when converted to the force, it is 212 Newton. So the product, this is the product. The product is test for some coffee level. 2/3 said it was the good brewed coffee. This is because the good pressure, of course the temperature of water, and the ratio of coffee, and the last one is time for brewing. So the time is affected. When the time brewing is long, the extracted will be affected, the taste will be affected too. Okay, so the last one is the conclusion. I can say the objectives are achieved. So as the product is designed using CATIA V5 software, the functionality, the communication, and the aesthetic look are well defined. And the next one, the prototype of product has been developed successfully with its well-functioning mechanism. Although there are some parts that produce different from its original plan, that because of some limitation that occur when I do this project. So that's all from me. Thank you. But after this, I will show you a demonstration of the coffee maker, so how it produced the brewed coffee.